What is up, guys? Clausnex here. I'm here to do another video on foam rolling. If you're an athlete, you can benefit from this video, so stick it through. You might learn something useful. And yeah, start foam rolling on game day. Alright, so I am a football player. I come to you from football experience, and as a guy who knows what it's like to have super tight legs, to pull your groin during a game, I know the body of an athlete pretty well. And I know what works for me. I bring my foam roller with me every single game day. Foam roll at least once or twice a week. And I really think it helps my athletic skill. And one thing coming from experience, I used to always pull my groin during football practices, during football games. I pulled my groin probably almost every single football game until I started foam rolling and I learned how to relax my hip flexors. And I seriously haven't pulled my groin since. So I'm really coming to you with experience. And I think it's awesome that you clicked on this link because this is going to help you. Alright, so I start off always with the back. So as I covered in my last foam rolling video, I always start at the neck. I start off going side to side. I then work my way down to the shoulders. I kind of edge the foam roller down to my shoulders to a place where it gets stuck. And then I open my arms up, I let my chest relax. Going back into my camera angle here, I slowly make my way down the back until I hear the cracking and popping, until I feel my spine curvature change. And then I go back up, and then I slowly make my way back down again. And then I eventually get to my lower back, where I use my hands for support and my core strength, and I kind of just roll from my lower back down to my hips. Then from my lower back I go over my hips, I pick one leg, and I start rolling out my glute medius and minimus. That's the portion of your glutes that's close to the outside of your body. Then when I'm done that, I move over so I'm flat with the ground again. Then I roll out my glute, which kind of runs more down closer to the bottom of your leg. Then obviously I switch legs, and then before I move on down to my hamstrings, I make sure I get the side of my leg. That's where your iliotibial band is, your IT band. And this gets very tight. Now the thing about this is that the muscle belly is up here, and the rest of this is pretty much just long ass tendons that connect from your hips down to your knee. You want to make sure that you get those tight areas on the side of your leg, where also your hip abductors are. Roll those out. These ones always hurt like hell for me, probably the worst place on my body to foam roll. So take your time on them. Push through the pain, just breathe through it, it's going to help. You do go down the side, you want to make sure that you get the side of your knee. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of stuff connecting down there. That's always where my knees get sore, on the outsides. So roll over top of this. This shouldn't hurt too much. Now don't roll over the top of your knee because you're rolling over a joint in your kneecap and that won't help you. But if you roll over the side of your knee, you'll be okay. I do this all the time. And then I move on to my hamstrings. Now I'm not too bad on the bottom of my thigh. I don't know about you. Again, you spend more time on the areas that need more work, right? So I take the time to this that I need, and I roll this out till I get to underneath my knee. That's when I stop worrying about this section and I focus on just under my knee. That's where a lot of muscles connect from the top of your leg to your knee and from the bottom of your leg to your knee. There's a lot connecting down there. So I usually just take my time, roll over this by itself. Then I move on to the calves, and when I roll out my calves, I go over obviously the major portion of the muscle belly, which is just behind your leg, but then I also hit it from an angle, because you have a lot of muscles you don't know about that run down the sides of your legs and down the front of your legs. So make sure when you get to your quads, you hit it from 3 different angles: the outside of your leg, the inside, and the back. Lastly, I do underneath my leg by my ankle joint. Again, a lot of muscles connecting here. I'll maybe go over my foot a little bit, just like that. So now you've covered everything underneath your legs. So now we're halfway down our legs, so it's time to turn over. A lot of people don't do the front of your legs because it kind of looks a little bit awkward, and I'm not sure why that's a reason for people not to foam roll. Because I mean, that's where a lot of your muscles take their action, especially with sports. Only to foam roll your bottom half of your legs is really, it's neglecting half your legs. So to get optimal results, you really want to make sure you get the front too. I start off by getting my hip flexors. Now the hip flexors are a little bit weird, and it's going to look weird to do, but I wouldn't worry about it. When you feel in your hips where your bone is, right, just run that bone down. That bone's going to go down to here. That's where your hip flexors go over top of. So since your hips run down at an angle, you want to hit it with your foam roller at an angle, just like this. So you're going to roll over it like this. You want to make sure you get nice and deep in there and back out. It's really a fairly small area, but you want to take your time and make sure you're getting in depth. Remember, you got to let yourself relax, so this isn't going to work. So don't use all your muscles to hold your body up. Just relax, kind of fall over the roller. That's the best way it's going to work. So I have this foam roller at an angle into my hips. Then I'm going over where the muscle is, a little bit down my thigh, back up to where I feel bone. Then I just slowly take my time, I relax my muscles, I just let that foam roller roll over top. I let the foam roller do the work, just guide it. Don't make your muscles do the work. After you're done with your hip flexors, you move down to the major portion of your thigh here. You can start from the top of your knee, that's the easiest. And then you slowly roll your leg back. You'll kind of find a place for your other leg to anchor. So you can just kind of hinge off of it and then start from the top of your thigh, go all the way down to your knees. Don't stop early. Don't roll over your kneecap, but go to your knees and then back up. Like I said earlier, you have a lot of muscles that connect to your knee, kind of around the top here, mostly in the sides. So you want to make sure that you roll all the way down to where your knee is, because that's oftentimes where you're going to feel sore. If you have sore knees, it might just be the tendons and ligaments in your knees themselves. And then once you're done hitting your thigh here, you can roll out the bottom of your leg. Depends how sore it is. I'll usually do it a little bit. I won't put a lot of time into it because it's not usually that sore. If you do a lot of running, it might be more sore. And then for good measure, I like to hit up the insides of my legs if I've got some time. So you have one leg outside, one leg inside, you lie down and just kind of pull your body over top of it and all the way up to your knee and then back down. That's how I foam roll myself before a game or after practice or whatever it is, because I really feel like especially in the sport of football and in most sports, all your power, all your speed, everything is coming from your hips. So I spend the most time on my legs, right? Because those are the things that are moving you around in your sport. If you are doing a specific sport where you do a lot of twisting like baseball, I'd maybe spend more time working maybe on your lats and your obliques. I mean, it depends on your sport, whatever muscle groups you use. As a lineman, I feel the most sore in my legs, not really my arms. I do a lot of swinging and they get banged up, but I'm usually not too sore unless I hurt myself. I'll still every once in a while foam roll out the rest of my body just for good measure. So it doesn't hurt to hit the rest of your muscle groups if you have time, but if you are foam rolling before a game day or during a shortage of time, focus on getting your legs and your back and then work on everything else after that. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please give me a like. Stay tuned for more videos. As always, Clawsnicks out.